Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming out here on this gorgeous day. It's amazing. Sun's out and it feels warm. So my name is Kristen Day and I am the Executive Director of Democrats for Life of America. We represent over 21 million voters across America who are both pro-life and Democrat. At a time when the party is becoming further and further radicalized on abortion, our organization is growing by leaps and bounds. It's amazing because there are Democrats around the country who are standing up every day and demanding our party step back into line with mainstream America and what real people think on this issue. So the proposed in New Jersey is not something a majority of New Jerseyans believe or would support. It is completely unnecessary and not something voters are even asking for. So in New Jersey, they do have a problem, but it's not about access to abortion. In New Jersey, 1/3 of pregnancies end in abortion. New Jersey performs 5% of abortions nationwide, although they represent only 2.6% of the population. The abortion rate in New Jersey is 28 per 1,000, but the national average is 13.5. So New Jersey's abortion rate is double the national average. There are 79 facilities in New Jersey that perform abortion. If you compare this to states with similar population, it has 2 to 3 times as many abortion clinics as any other state. So why on earth would we need to expand abortion access in a state that has some of the highest numbers in the nation? What pregnant women in New Jersey need is a real choice, with the needed and necessary support to protect the most vulnerable. That includes the babies and their moms, and not end their lives because they perceive abortion is their only option. The bill in New Jersey, the RFA, would enshrine abortion as the preferred default. And it's state approved and sealed and signed. It strips an unborn child of all legal protections and removes the state's and individual's requirement to care for the child. The bill has been described as a way to decrease barriers to abortion. But looking at the New Jersey numbers, the opposite is true. New Jersey has 0 barriers to abortion, but many barriers to pregnant women who wish to choose a non-abortion alternative. That is why we are urging New Jersey and lawmakers to stop the RFA and look at providing real choices for women. There is a program out there called Every Mom Matters, the Every Mom Matters Act, and that is something that we think would provide real choice and real solutions for women facing unplanned pregnancies or crisis pregnancies. The EMMA program is a beautiful program because it provides the support necessary for a woman to receive health care and support to carry the child to term, but it doesn't end there. It would carry it on after birth too, and it's something as Democrats, Democrats for Life, we're pro-life for the whole life. So we believe life in the womb should be protected and life after the womb should be protected from womb to tomb. So EMMA provides the opportunity for at-risk women to receive customized holistic care. It requires a free resource access assistant, meaning that they would be connected with a person that would walk with them and say, okay, so they would be required to call a number, and it could be a nurse that tells them about prenatal care, tells them about what options are available in the state and federal, what programs are available, whether it be housing assistance, whether it be food assistance, whether it be health care. And then it would also pair them with a pregnancy center to help them with job training, diapers, clothing, and really walk with them through the process and after. It would start from the moment they make that call and follow for up to 2 years, or as long as the woman needs the support to carry her child to term. Would have counseling available, and it would be just a great way for New Jersey to go away from focusing on abortion and focusing on women and the needs of women. At a time when the RFA is set to expand access to women health care, it actually shuts down other options by giving women only one option. We'll pay for your abortion. Women need real choice, not just one choice. This is how we actually can uplift and support women. The RFA is a terrible bill that needs to be defeated and tabled. We can easily follow the blueprint of other states and expand access for women to have health care and prenatal care and not restrict it like the RFA would. We can support women and babies, but it will take hard work. But we're here with all of you in New Jersey. I came down here to support the work that you are doing to provide this amazing support and go toward this. And not take the lazy option of just saying that we want to make abortion legal up to 9 months and not care for the woman and the child. We can do better, and we can give real choice to women while giving them the resources they need. So the RFA does not. We should table the bill and cancel it. And I will pass this over to some wonderful speakers today. We're going to go through just how this bill would affect people and other solutions and some good work that's being done in the state of New Jersey. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristen. Can everybody hear me? Okay. Good morning. My name is Marie Tacey. I'm the Executive Director for New Jersey Right to Life. I'm happy to join today with Democrats for Life to oppose the Reproductive Freedom Act. This is the most egregious and extreme abortion legislation that has ever been introduced in the state of New Jersey. The act has brought together a remarkably broad and diverse coalition of groups, some of whom are here today. Opposition to the... Can't hear me? Okay. There we go. Opposition to the slaughter of innocent babies in the womb should not be a Republican or Democrat issue or a liberal or conservative one. It is a human rights issue that is universally supported by people from all walks of life who support the science that indisputably proves that a baby in the womb is a human person deserving of protection. In short, the Reproductive Freedom Act denies this truth by dehumanizing the baby in the womb and declares that they have no independent rights. It is so sweeping that it will permit abortions to be performed the entire 9 months of pregnancy on not only New Jersey residents, but those who come into our state, all funded by New Jersey taxpayers. And just when you think it can't get any more horrifying, the act exempts a pregnant person who commits infanticide from prosecution and removes the requirement in existing law that an autopsy be performed on the baby to determine the cause of death. It also removes what little regulations are currently in place that offer minimal protections to women seeking abortions in our state. Among other things, the act restrains voters' rights and future legislatures from enacting common sense regulations on abortion, which are supported by the majority of New Jersey voters. To say New Jersey has an institutional abortion problem is an understatement. In truth, as Kristen mentioned, New Jersey has the second highest rate of abortions in the nation. After the District of Columbia, we are second. Over 48,000 human lives were ended by abortion in 2016, which is the latest year for which we have statistics. Think about that number. It's staggering. According to the CDC, the total rate of abortions among minority groups is nearly 70% of all abortions performed in New Jersey for that same period. Various studies have cited premature births as a common occurrence in women who have had one or more abortions. Premature births are one of the most common reasons contributing to infant mortality. So why am I mentioning this? It's an established fact that New Jersey has extremely high rates of both abortion and infant mortality, especially among minority groups. We're hearing so much from Governor Murphy and his wife about preventing the high rates of infant and maternal mortality, especially among minority groups. So if the goal is to make New Jersey the safest place to deliver and raise a child, as Governor Murphy and his wife promise, why are they trying to expand the number of infants killed by abortion in our state? New Jersey doesn't need more abortions. We need to solve human problems with compassionate solutions like community outreach to populations most in need and providing resources and help to our wonderful pregnancy centers so they can continue to help mothers give birth to their babies and raise them in a safe and healthy environment. Abortion is not health care. It never will be. It is a deliberate destruction of a human life, and efforts to expand it and fund programs under the pretense of Nurture New Jersey is a misnomer that defies logic and should be soundly rejected. I want to once again thank Democrats for Life for holding this press conference and for all their efforts to help defeat this bill. We are happy to partner with you in our shared goal to oppose this horrific and inhumane legislation. Thank you very much.
everyone. Can you hear me okay? Good. I'm going to start in Spanish because I'm bilingual, and then we'll do everything again, but in English. So, mi nombre es Mayra Rodríguez. Soy una orgullosa inmigrante mexicana. Yo trabajé para Planned Parenthood por 17 años. ¿Por qué trabajé para ellos? Porque creí que ayudábamos a las mujeres. Trabajaba creyendo que ayudaba a las mujeres. Finalmente, cuando me convirtieron en la directora de la clínica de abortos más grande del estado de Arizona, la realidad me llegó muy fuerte. El balde de agua fría cayó sobre mí y me di cuenta que lo que menos está haciendo la industria del aborto es ayudar a las mujeres. ¿Por qué? Porque cuando me di cuenta que el abortista lastimaba a las mujeres, que el abortista falsificaba los expedientes, que el abortista dañaba a las mujeres y no se los decía, que el abortista rompía las leyes del estado de Arizona, rompía las regularizaciones que tenía el estado en lugar para guardarle seguridad a las mujeres y no las seguían, me convertí en una enemiga para ellos. Y así fue como me despidieron. Hoy soy conocida como la denunciante de Planned Parenthood en el estado de Arizona por haber ganado una demanda millonaria en el estado de Arizona en contra del gigante de la industria del aborto. Hoy estoy aquí para decir por qué. ¿Por qué lo hice? Lo hice porque los inmigrantes somos conocidos por quedarnos callados. Los inmigrantes somos conocidos por no salir a la luz, porque tenemos miedo y porque nadie nos va a escuchar. Y de esa misma manera las mujeres inmigrantes que son lastimadas en los abortos no salen a la luz, porque ellas tienen miedo. Creen que nadie les va a hacer caso, creen que nadie les va a creer y creen que van a ser deportadas. La comunidad inmigrante es la víctima número 1 del tráfico de humanos y de la explotación sexual. Con las leyes, como en el programa del RFA, aquí en el estado de Nueva Jersey, estos traficantes que explotan a las mujeres podrán continuar haciéndolo y serán libres de todo cargo porque nadie se dará cuenta, porque esto lo único que hace es promover el aborto sin preguntas, quitarle muchas regularizaciones a la industria del aborto que de por sí ya es insegura, porque no existe aborto seguro. Ningún médico puede garantizar un aborto seguro a una mujer en ningún estado. No existe aborto seguro. Entonces, los médicos con licencia dañan a las mujeres y la RFA les quita más todavía regularizaciones a este tipo de industrias. La industria del aborto se está haciendo millonario a causa de la salud de las mujeres. Las mujeres inmigrantes necesitan más ayuda. Las mujeres inmigrantes necesitan que les digan que pueden continuar su embarazo con sus hijos y no darles la salida fácil. No decirles que ellas necesitan un aborto para salir adelante y seguir en este país. Eso es lo que nos dice la solución fácil del aborto. El RFA promete hacer que el aborto sea más accesible para las mujeres y sin preguntas. Le dicen a la mujer inmigrante: necesitas tener un aborto para seguir aquí. Entonces, los trabajadores del aborto están capacitados para solo hablarle a las mujeres del aborto, no para hablarle de las opciones de continuar el embarazo. Lo sé porque trabajé para ellos por 17 años. En el nombre de toda mi comunidad inmigrante, le pido al estado de Nueva Jersey aprobar y financiar mejores alternativas donde le brinden de verdad a las mujeres embarazadas ayuda verdadera. Gracias. Y ahora lo voy a hacer en inglés rápidamente por mi cerebro bilingüe. Muchas gracias. I worked for Planned Parenthood for 17 years because I thought I was helping women. Eventually, I became the director of the largest abortion clinic in the state of Arizona. It was there that the reality hit me hard. I noticed that the abortionists were breaking rules and regulations in place to protect women. I noticed that the abortionist was falsifying information on patient charts. I noticed that the abortionist was hurting women getting away with it without telling them. When Planned Parenthood found out that I was complaining about this, I became his enemy. And what happened? Instead of protecting women, they protected the abortionists. Today, I am known for being Planned Parenthood's whistleblower in the state of Arizona and winning a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against them. But my fight did not stop there, because immigrants are known for staying quiet. Immigrants are not because they're scared. They're scared to come forward and they're scared to say anything about it. They're afraid of deportation and they're afraid no one will listen. The immigrant community, especially the immigrant women that seek abortions, end up getting hurt. and no one helps them. They don't come forward because they think no one will listen. They think no one's going to care, and they may end up deported. Now, regulations under RFA take away a lot of this on the industry of the abortion. They're not going to take as many tough regulations on them, and they're not going to continually control them like they do in some states where they still get away with harming women. The reason I raised my voice is because I got tired of seeing women getting hurt during abortion. I got tired of seeing immigrant women thinking that the only solution they have was abortion and not being provided a real solution about their pregnancy. Telling women that they need to have a free abortion so they can move on with their life was just wrong. And that's why today I'm here. The RFA promises to make abortion more accessible to women without any questions asked. It tells immigrant women that abortion is the solution to pregnancy, and this is a lie. The immigrant community is the #1 victim of human and sex trafficking. RFA gives freedom to the traffickers to bring these women to have abortions, to bring young girls to have abortions, and they will continue to exploit them. Abortion workers get trained to promote abortion, not to offer help in supporting a mother's pregnancy. The RFA will further isolate immigrant women. It gives an official stamp of approval that abortion is the preferred option. On behalf of the immigrant community, I ask the state of New Jersey to please pass and fund an alternative where they create a real choice for women. Thank you so much for listening to me today. My name again is Mayra Rodriguez, and I'm known as Planned Parenthood whistleblower. Thank you.
Hello. I'm so very happy to be invited to come and speak to you today. My name is Joan Fasanello, and I'm the director of Life Choices Pregnancy Center in Phillipsburg, New Jersey. 21 years ago, I founded Life Choices. It began with a group of people who would pray in front of an abortion clinic in Phillipsburg, run by the infamous Stephen Brigham, a man who's lost his license to practice medicine in at least five states now because of the injuries to women. One of my offices is across the street. I see women coming and going from the abortion clinic. I see their tears, seen their suffering. Some of my own friends have told me that they had abortions 47 years ago, and they still cry every day. They tell me what they needed was real help. I listened to those women, and I learned what it was we needed to provide it to help them. We're a very pro-woman organization. We enable women to make very real choices. How do we do that? By providing very real services to be an honest resource for women. To send a woman feeling very hormonal, vulnerable, perhaps abandoned and alone to an abortion clinic is like sending your teenager down to the used car lot to ask if they need to buy a car. They're only selling abortion. They're not providing solutions and real help. We would never let a teenager talk to a used car salesman, someone trained to push one particular thing to make money about whether they need a car. Why do we let women go to an abortion clinic and only an abortion clinic to find out what they need to do? Planned Parenthood is making billions of dollars selling abortion to women. Every week, women come to Life Choices, many of them really feeling abandoned, feeling afraid, feeling like they have no choice but abortion. But because people like you and so many people care, I have very real and ongoing help to offer. Life Choices in Phillipsburg now has 4 programs. We have a health center that provides pregnancy testing and ultrasound to verify the health of the pregnancy. We provide proof of pregnancy, and we teach women how to apply for insurance and programs like WIC and many others so that they can get help. So poor women can find the resources for good prenatal care. We have a second office that provides ongoing help for as many years as a woman might need. We keep children's clothing all through teen years, maternity clothes, cribs, diapers, carriages. If a young family could use it, we have it and we'll happily share it. Some things are gently used, but some are brand new. We also have a fully licensed daycare center so that women who want to complete their education or go back to work to improve their lives so that not only do they have the life of their beautiful baby, but their whole family can thrive. We provide childcare. We also have a housing program so women can live there on site as they reach their goals. We call that St. Anne's Center. The best way for you to understand about my work, though, is for me to share a story with you. So I'm going to tell you about a young lady I'll call Sarah. Sarah called to our office one day. She was crying as she spoke to me, and she asked if she could make an appointment for an abortion. I explained that although we don't provide abortion, I would love to talk to her if she was experiencing unplanned pregnancy. I invited her to come to us. She told me on the phone that she was afraid, fighting a lot with the father of her child. She knew that she was in her second trimester. She was trying to complete her education. She felt he was about to leave her. She would be without any financial means to support herself, the child, and she was worried about completing nursing school. And I told her that we would like to help her, to really help her attain her goal, that we weren't just interested in the life of the baby, but her life, that her life is also sacred to God. And I told her about our long list of ways we could help. And she did come to us. She found out that her pregnancy was in fact quite healthy. We talked to her about how we have a mentoring program. We have tutors ready to help her with her college courses if she started to struggle. We told her that the baby could be a motivating factor. It wouldn't stop her from completing her education unless she let it. But instead, it would be one more reason to do well. With the right people alongside of her, she succeeded. She's now an RN. And every day when I go to our daycare center, I get to see her beautiful little girl. Beautiful baby. She was when she was tiny, and now she's one of the most precocious 5-year-olds we have in the program. Beautiful curly blonde hair, a bright, unbelievable smile. She's the little child ready to hug and help the other little kids. She's adorable, as are so many other children from every other race and background possible. In our office, growing up, thriving, and doing well. Because people really do care. Because in pregnancy centers, women are in fact enabled. They are provided choices. And when I see the women that we've helped, and some of them come back just to show me that the baby has a new tooth, or that the child's learned to walk. But I see in all of those women who come to show me their degrees, I see reflected in their eyes joy and peace in their heart. What a beautiful thing. That's what real choice does. Thank you.
My name is Leanna Hollandoner, and I am the Mid-Atlantic Regional Coordinator for Students for Life of America, and I'm also a New Jersey native. I want to thank everyone so much for showing up today to take a stand against the Reproductive Freedom Act. Our mission at Students for Life is simple: to abolish abortion. And there are many ways that we are engaged in doing this. One of them is to fight back against unjust laws, just like this one, that attack basic health and safety standards for women, remove all duty of care of the preborn, and explicitly strip them of their basic human rights. Another focus that we have on campuses is to help provide life-affirming alternatives to these young women instead of subscribing to the false idea that somehow we need abortion to be successful. This bill claims that our state has deemed abortion, and I quote, central to the ability of women to participate equally in the economic and social life in the United States and in the state of New Jersey. This is news to me. Instead of a Band-Aid fix that both ends the life of a living human being and degrades the strength and the capability of women, Students for Life offers a different option. Our Standing With You program works with universities and local pregnancy help organizations to commit to helping every young woman facing an expected pregnancy, to stand with her in the face of a difficult situation, to walk with her, and to help her overcome her fears and her obstacles, whether they be financial, medical, or emotional. No woman should have to choose between her aspirations and her child. Her community, her state, and her country has the responsibility to offer compassion and support to both her and her child. And when we rely on a procedure that violently ends the life inside of her, we fail her. This is why our staff and our students at Students for Life dedicate our time and our efforts to offering tangible support to these vulnerable women on college campuses who are targeted and lied to by the abortion industry. The pro-life generation remains committed to opposing every law that betrays women and betrays children, and we remain committed to providing for every woman in our community so that she can continue to pursue the education or the career of her dreams and choose life for her child. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Pastor Sheila Olive, and I'm a native of New Jersey, and I represent the Birthing Room Ministries. We're located in Willingboro, New Jersey. And as a pastor, Scripture says, children are a blessing from the Lord, and blessed is a man whose quiver is full of them. What we do in Birthing Room Ministries is we offer alternatives to abortion. We offer counseling. We direct women to resources. 10 years ago, one of my daughter's friends became pregnant as a result of a violent rape. I adopted that child, and he's now 10 years old, thriving, special needs, but thriving because of resources that we found to support him. RFA is a mandate which does not give women a choice, but mandates them to surrender the life of their children. We want to save those children and offer alternatives and resources. A mandate is not a choice. A mandate is death. So we stand with our sisters and brothers here today to support not supporting RFA. Amen.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Father Aaron Oliver. I'm co-chair of Democrats for Life New Jersey, and I want to thank everyone for being here today. Today, I'm speaking on behalf of those of us in the LGBT and other often marginalized communities. We're keenly aware of what it's like to be an outsider. It makes us sensitive towards others who are vulnerable and marginalized in our society. We who have often felt the sting of bullying and ridicule and cold indifference ask that others not be treated the same way we were. It bears on our conscience to stand up for human rights and to speak out when they are being denied to others. As Democrats, we believe in standing up for the least of these, those that are left out and forgotten, and giving them a fair shake. As pro-life Democrats, we believe in protecting life before and after birth. We believe in promoting the inherent dignity and worth of every person. We believe in giving voice to the voiceless and hope to those who have none. And there is no one more vulnerable and in need of protection than an unborn child. The RFA gives no protection for those in the womb and offers no real choice for doctors or vulnerable women and their families. It's callous, it's careless, and it's just plain wrong. Instead of considering a bill that has a solution in search of a problem, how about giving life a chance? How about providing real alternatives to abortion instead of encouraging an environment that exploits the marginalized and the vulnerable among us? How about fully funding the Every Mother Matters Act? How about giving every human being a chance to live and to love and to dream? Those of us in communities that have fought so hard for so long cannot and will not stop now. I encourage the legislators who meet in the buildings next to us to do the right thing, which is not always the easy thing, and say no to the RFA, say yes to the EMMA, and to life and to equality for all. Thank you.
Good day. My name is Craig Miller. I am proud to be on the board, the national board of this incredible organization, Democrats for Life of America, to be a co-chair of the New Jersey chapter. I'm an Orthodox rabbi, but I'm not here for those reasons. I'm here because of my son. My son is disabled. He's autistic. He's a beautiful child. And let me tell you a quick story about why I'm pro-life. I was at an event. It was Human Life Foundation almost 15 years ago. And I've studied history, and I know that the disabled often are marginalized, that historically groups have been deemed of life unworthy of life in many of our lifetimes. And I was reasoning, I'm sitting here and I'm still figuring out where I am on abortion, and I came to this incredible revelation that almost knocked me off. I said, my God, if this country ever went in that direction and went after my son, it's the people in this room who will be defending my son because they are pro-life, because they recognize the inherent dignity of life begins at conception, and it's an unbroken chain. And that took me a long time to process that, and that's why I am a Democrat. I believe in a society that cares for one another. I believe in protecting all. But we understand for those of us who are dealing with the disabled, it is so easy. It is so easy to get a result of a prenatal test and say, you know, why don't you abort? Who needs this? And guess what? It's easy. Really, it is easy. Abortion is cheap. It's easy. Few $100s, problem solved. And that's why it's so wrong, because it's so easy. It is such a solution. The RFA is exactly in that area. It is something that says we will have a preferential option for death, because it's easy and everyone has a right. And you make it that easy, people are going to be pushed. Oh, don't worry, you can have another child. Don't worry, it's easy. It's a pill. It's a very small procedure. And every time that happens, we denigrate our society. We denigrate ourselves as human beings. And we lose the ability of having many different people in our lives. I believe I'm actually not pro-life because I'm a rabbi. I'm pro-life because it is the logical, sensible, scientifically correct position. We know so much about where life begins. 95% of biologists, and you can read the study, were asked, even those who are pro-life, human life begins at conception. That means human rights begin at conception. We need to stand up for a society that has a preferential option for life. We need to give people real choices. Emma will give choices, we'll see that, yes, it's not the easy way. It is not the easy way. But you know something? It's the correct way. It is the way that brings dignity to all of us. I love my state of New Jersey. It's my adopted state, originally from across the river in Pennsylvania. We do many great things here. In fact, the support for autistic children is incredible. That's here. But very few people know that. They're faced with this reality of, oh my God, what do I do? The Reproductive Freedom Act, which I call the kill at will bill, is exactly wrong. We need the idea of saying that life is precious because, quite frankly, what is the most valuable thing we have found in the entire universe? Human intelligence. That's what's going to solve our problems. That's what's going to make us human. And by making human beings disposable, which the RFA does, it literally, one of the things that I've been known for when we talk to legislatures, I just say, read the damn bill. Most people haven't. Stripping life. There is no rights for embryos or unborn children up until the moment of birth. I mean, my God, what type of society is this? So I thank everyone here, and I thank you for standing up for the value of life of my son, the value of life of many of those who are in the disabled community, in marginalized communities. This is a bill that's not a Democrat. This is a fight that's not a Democrat or Republican. I am ashamed that more Democrats are not part of this fight. But we are going to speak. We're going to be out there. And I really come here with a sense of gratitude for being able to speak for those who can't speak. The unborn children, the others. Thank you very much.
So I just want to thank you so much for all the speakers today. I'm sure those watching and who will watch this video are just touched by all the just compassion and support and love for pregnant women and their preborn children. And I think together we will, make a difference if as more people join this crusade to really, provide real choice to women. As you heard today, abortion is bad for children and women, and this RHA bill will not do anything to help. We have seen this movement across America to either ban abortion at 6 weeks or make abortion legal up to 9 months. But there is a wide open middle ground that we are talking about here today. And we're going to put our stake right there in the middle, and we're going to continue to advocate, support for real choice for women. So if abortion is banned at 6 weeks or abortion is legal till 9 months, there is real choice for women to not feel pressure by either option, either to go to another state for abortion or to just get an abortion because they think there's no support. So I think together we can make a real difference across the whole United States. But it starts here in New Jersey, and I'm so proud of our New Jersey chapter and all the people here who have been fighting against this bill. Thank you very much, and I look forward to continuing to work with you and fight to make this bill gone. Thank you.